there was no respect for kissing. You know, it was all snogs, it was all tongues.
I even saw some goo.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's where we're going. Fine.
Hello and welcome back to Love Island, the morning after podcast. I'm Indiyah Polack, and I guess hello to anyone tuning in from America today, because Love Island All-Stars has gone international.
I'm Amy Hart, and we're once again joined with the fabulous Jackie Adedeji.
Good morning, my darlings.
Good morning.
Clearly, I missed the yellow memo.
Oh, yeah, actually.
We keep doing this. We keep wearing the same colours every day.
Damn, I could have been matching. We could have been like a girl band.
But you know what? We're bright in spirit.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
we're going to bring to the pod this morning.
We should have worn some stars and stripes.
Yes.
Yes.
We will talk about the Americans later. There's a couple of things we've got to get through first, and then we'll go stateside.
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's start with Leanne and Scott. Now, obviously, we saw the night before last, Leanne was in the bottom three.
Yeah.
She didn't go home. And sort of the fallout from that's been quite strange. He was a bit like, you don't really seem to care. And then she was like, I'm really upset, but you don't get it. And he's like, well, you're still here.
Yeah.
Like, what have you got to be upset about?
Yeah, I feel like Scott centered himself in Leanne's. Like, she was obviously upset, and I think she just wanted him to comfort her, and he just didn't, because he was more concerned with his own feelings, which is a shame, because I was like, no, she kind of wants you to comfort her, and he just didn't do that because he was too upset about him.
Scott also said that if she had gone home, then he wouldn't have left with her. And, you know, Belle was saying, well, if you've got a good connection, it doesn't matter how long you've been in here. The thing is with Belle, though, I think it'd be really interesting to see if Sean had been dumped. Obviously, I know he was favourite boy, but had he been in the bottom three, they have a great connection. They're getting on really well. She's sort of chosen him out of all the other boys. Would she have gone with him?
No,
Absolutely
I don't think
not.
so. Do you know, I tend to see that Islanders like to drop that line. They use it against like the strongest couples in the villa to kind of like shatter them. It's like, oh, if you love someone so much, then leave. I feel like that line can only be used maybe if there's like a week left until the final. Because like, you know, there's no point in you being here. I do understand, but again, they are there to find love. Scott and Leanne, they're in a deep situation, but they're not actually closed off. And they've not said like we're exclusive and we're on our way to being boyfriend and girlfriend. And I mean, we saw by last night's episode of all the kissing and Scott, I'd say he's pretty still open.
Yeah.
He's open. To be fair to him, he did say, like, he's only been in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's still some time.
Yeah,
but,
no, true.
Yeah.
But then I guess he was like, I want to feel the whole experience.
Yeah.
So I guess for some people, like, their desire to want more sometimes is bigger than the dynamic and relationship that they're in. And, you know, him and Leanne are still in their infancy, I guess, because it is the beginning. And yeah, he's seeing what other options are available to him.
I do think that you're damned if you do, damned if you don't with leaving with someone when they get dumped.
Yeah.
Because, you know, people leave and people go, well, you know, if you like them, you should go with them. I can't believe they didn't leave with them. You know, if they like them that much, why haven't they gone? But then 2 years ago, when Will got dumped and Uma went with him, everyone was like, what the hell are you doing? That's never going to last. What are you doing? You're so stupid. They're now engaged. So I think you can never get it right with that situation.
Yeah, 100%.
But when you know, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
And he clearly doesn't know.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Or he knows,
Yeah.
but he knows that there are other options
There's
available.
other
Right.
options, yeah. Do we think it's a kind of situation of like, I don't know, which one would you say is curiosity kills the cat or like the grass is greener on the other side? The grass is never greener, by the way. But what do you think it is? Do you think he just wants to explore for the sake of it? You know, because he's got the options there in front of him.
Do you know what? There's this quote I always think about, and it says, a man is only as faithful as his options.
Ooh!
That's what springs to mind. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, God.
That's what springs to mind.
That's very clear and cut into the
But so-
point.
but- because they always say, don't they? I really like who I'm with. We have a great connection. It's going really well. It would take someone really exceptional. It would take someone
Exactly.
really special. It would take a really good, like Kieran said, it would take a really good girl to turn my head. And they were like, well, what do you think we are?
Yeah.
Why do you think we're here?
I mean, to be honest, we have seen Cher and Scott have some quite nice conversations. He was very smiley. The kiss was very, you know, passionate. So who knows what's going to happen? Like maybe Cher will turn his head, maybe not. But we'll have to see.
I think she will.
You think?
What do you guys think?
There's 6 Americans and 8 Brits in that villa. So really, the Americans should be picking the Brits.
Ooh.
So, you know, we'll see how it pans
Yeah, it
out.
might
We
not
don't
be
know
in his
yet.
choice. It might not be in his choice. But again, even if that is the way or it isn't, I feel like Scott might do a whole thing of like maybe picking someone, bringing them back, and then having to apologize to Leanne in the sake of like, you know, I didn't want to have any regrets and I just wanted to make sure and all that kind of stuff. But we always hear about them
Then-
saying stuff like that.
Yeah. But then also, you never know how it plays out in Love Island.
Yeah.
And he might think, oh, I'll take someone back and then I'll be able to grovel to Leanne if this doesn't work out. Leanne might not be there when he gets back. We've seen it last summer with the sexy sleepover. When they chose to bring the people back, it meant that the person they were already coupled up with was dumped. Like, you never know what's going to happen. So that's why you've always just got to do exactly what you want in that moment.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I know there's all that, living life on the edge, but maybe that's not always a sustainable way to live.
Yeah.
You've got to sometimes put a bit of thought into what you're doing.
Sometimes go to the middle of the road.
Intention.
Yeah.
Got to move to the
Being
middle of the road.
intentional.
Yeah,
Being intentional is the key word, right?
And kind of think about the consequences
Yes.
sometimes. No, hey.
I feel like Scott is determined to get what he wants out of this experience, whatever that is. Obviously, he wants to find love, but I think he's a man who knows what he wants and he's going to stop at nothing to get it.
100%. Ultimately, Scott has got to put himself first. It has been 2 weeks, so it's not like the worst thing. And to be honest, it might not work out all bad. Like, we saw the same situation kind of happen with Millie and Curtis. And, Curtis put on his big boy pants, was like, look, I'm big boy, I can handle it. Millie, you got to do your thing. He did obviously get a little bit emotional about it. But
And
sometimes...
she did her thing.
Yeah.
And she did
We'll
her
talk
thing.
about later.
She sure did.
But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, And I'm sure, obviously we don't know how the Love Island gods are going to work, but I'm sure regardless, like, everything happens for a reason and Leanne will be okay.
From special deliveries to shock bombshell entrances, another week of pre-loved with eBay means it's time for the debrief. Love, luxe and luscious looks were served at eBay's special delivery alongside the finest authenticity guaranteed threads. Jack's Aries jacket took me back to Series 12's Cash and Love Island All-Stars Series 2's Omar, but styled simply with M&S tailored trousers and Gucci loafers. While Scott updated the Evisu tiger jeans worn by Series 12's Ramel with a motorsport-inspired Palace bomber jacket to channel Y2K in the best way. Our gorgeous girlies, Whitney and Helena, stunned in Versace and Roberto Cavalli, while Belle and Sammy went full femme fatale in John Paul Gaultier and Tom Ford. But the biggest surprise? Curtis sporting Christian Dior and Lucinda in a Mercy halter-neck dress for a villa-shaking bombshell entrance. Consider me shook. For moments to remember, find your perfect party look on eBay, sponsors of Love Island All-Stars. Now, also saved from the bottom three was Konnor. And Whitney told multiple people, including him, that she wished he'd gone home rather than Shaq, because Shaq's a big character and he's a big part of her journey and that she's really going to miss him. And when she started telling everyone else, I was a bit like, oh, okay, I sort of get that. And then when she told him, and then they snogged afterwards, I'm like, Konnor, at this point, I can't feel sorry for you, I'm afraid.
No.
Yeah.
I have a theory. I feel like she did it to put him off her.
100%.
Like almost like a bit of self-sabotage. Almost like, how far can I push you to like not fancy me?
Yeah, like how rude and like how rude can I be to give you the ick?
Yeah.
But he leant in again for a snog and there they are.
Millie had eaten all the cheese onion crisps. So she's like, well, that's out. So she's like, what else can I do?
What else?
I wish you'd gone home.
Yeah. It's almost like when you're like dating someone and they're like, I'm not a good person, I'm not good for you. Do you know what I mean? It's like that kind of thing.
You
where
deserve
they're
better than me.
Yeah, they're basically saying, run, like like this isn't gonna work without actually saying it. And I feel like she was kind of doing that.
Yeah, 100%.
And he did say, like, he was like, that conversation was weird and it made him feel a type of way.
Yeah.
So I think now he's realizing, actually, wait a minute, that's not right.
Yeah, I think he knows that it's not 100% right, but he's trying to not believe it.
Right.
Because he did sit around the fire pit and was like, oh, do you know what? We're still going well. And I'm like, is Whitney giving mixed signals or is he just not reading the signs? Or is it a bit of both?
He's just
Because,
manifesting.
I think he's always trying to be positive about
He's
things.
like, we're having a lovely, lovely time. And she's like, I wish you had left. And he's like, thank you for thinking of me. I'm so glad I'm on the forefront of your brain. I don't know when he's going to get the message, bless him.
I think it's about time. And I think if he doesn't get the message now, he's going to get himself really hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's even like a miscommunication. Like,
no.
She has literally said it to him.
Yeah.
100%. More than once.
Clear as day. And she's a good communicator. She says it how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're right. I think maybe he doesn't want to believe it because he's like, no, maybe she didn't mean it. Maybe what she meant was... And actually,
he's trying to see the good in every situation. Like, he's probably saying, oh, do you know what? Shaq and Whitney were friends and I can get it. Like, you being upset if your friend left, but you don't really want me to go there, do you?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not
No,
she does.
Ugh, it's that thing when you like someone so much and like it doesn't matter what they do to you, you just like take it because you just want to be around them.
Yeah.
We've all been a Konnor.
We've got 6 American bombshells. They've got their own place. They've got their own house.
They're living it large.
They're living it large. And they've got 8 of our islanders have gone over for a little saucy weekend away, an American getaway.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like when we were watching the show, we were all getting a bit hot.
Yeah.
It was, do you know what? I will say, the Americans, they're very full on. You know, I think obviously maybe
Mm.
we need to like spice it up. That's what we need, you know. We need a set of people that are going to take, you know, the British out their comfort zone.
Yes.
And they are doing just that.
They brought the heat.
They brought the heat. They brought the vibes. And it's a good watch so far. Like, I just
Yeah.
enjoyed last night's
And they
episode.
brought back snogging.
Yeah.
Because we don't snog anymore.
Yeah.
No.
I love that. A lot of tongue.
It's like Millie and Zach.
That wasn't...
I was like, would you like us to leave?
It was the bum grab for me.
Yeah, that wasn't just a kiss. That was like foreplay.
And
It was like touching up here, like grab. I was like, guys, get a room.
Apart from the snogging, what do we think the Americans are going to bring to Love Island All Stars?
Gosh, a lot. Do you know what? I think there's going to be a lot of like straight talking. Obviously, a lot of snogging, a lot of stepping on toes, a lot of drama. We're quite more like reserved in the UK. Whereas I'd say like Love Island USA is about finding love, but they're more heavy on like the drama of the show. Like that is very important to like bring personality and, you know, be yourself.
So we've already seen with Scott, like a lot of people are saying online that the reason Scott is like behaving the way he is because yes, he did Love Island UK. He's done 3 US reality shows and they're sort of like training grounds for like the really like massive, like crazy American reality shows. So to have now 7 people that have that experience, it's going to be
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, I feel like Americans are generally quite straight up. I mean, I remember going to America and the men will come up to you and be like, you're beautiful. You know, and you're like, oh my God. Like, I just feel like just having that energy, that heat in the villa is really going to make people be like, oh my gosh, because I feel like just because of the way that they are, they're straight to the point, they're upfront. And again, we're British people. We're very like hyper polite and like, ooh, like, will I ask him if this, or will I ask her? And they're just like, I fancy you, you're hot, let's make out. You know, that energy. I think that's a really fun energy. It makes things really exciting.
Yeah, it was kind of reminding me just the other night when Millie was like, oh, I just had cheese and onion crisp. An American be like, no, I don't want to kiss you, get out my face. You know, they're very like,
you are
cutthroat.
disgusting.
Yeah. And I think that's what we need. We need that because sometimes having that energy brings people out their shell.
Yeah.
And so it'll be really exciting to see like who they bring out of their shell.
Yeah. But then sometimes it's like, will the banter get lost in translation?
Whitney and Yemen were having banter. They were laughing together.
They were.
It was nice to see Whitney and him laughing with all 32 teeth. They were
100%.
having a ball.
And you know what? It was nice watching Whitney. She felt seen.
Yes.
Like, you know, when she's speaking to Yemen about certain things and they're bonding and they're laughing. And even when she's talking about, look, I was with Jack and he didn't really like how outspoken I was. And Yemen was like, actually, I think it's quite sexy to be quite outspoken. And you saw how she kind of lit up and felt like comfortable. And that was really nice to see.
He won't be saying that when he's on the receiving end of it. It shows that you can't really force the connections as well because bless Helena, we just want Helena to find someone. But she also had a chat with Yemen.
Yeah, no.
And it was about Mexican spices.
Tacos.
Doesn't like tacos.
Doesn't like seasoning, spice.
No.
She didn't know what Sazon was.
No.
Some things just don't.
That conversation, I was like, let's hang it up.
Yeah.
Bless her.
But you know what is so sweet about Helena is that she tried.
Yeah, she
like
does.
even when she was having that conversation with Shaq, she's like, you know what, I'll come on a Sunday. I'll come to church on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Like she really does make a good effort.
She could like tacos by the end of the season.
Yes.
You know, she could do it.
Yes.
But yeah, you can't force chemistry. And we saw that clearly with Helena and Yemen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Millie and Zach, that jacket. I mean, she was wearing his jacket, wasn't she?
It was like Grease.
Yeah. I'm kind of happy for Millie because I feel like she told Curtis she wasn't into him. And I feel like now she's like, okay, we are so back, guys.
One thing I will say is, though, she felt that breakfast on day 4 was a little bit too coupley. Then within like an hour of meeting this guy, she's like sat so close to him on the sofa.
Yeah.
Then they had that amazing snog. And it's like, they're still feeling a little bit coupley, Millie.
Yeah. It's just because Curtis wasn't the right person, right?
Yeah.
Jack was looking, well, we were saying this, Indiyah, weren't we? That
He was scrubbing up well.
Jack was with the Timberland boots. I was like, ooh.
He looked really sharp,
okay.
you know, really neat. And the conversation with him and Amani was flowing.
It was great.
Like, they all have the British accent.
Yeah.
But the only thing that comes higher than that is the Irish accent.
Yes.
So I feel like Jack is like, these are my people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Way at home.
And they probably don't know who Boyzone are either. So he's got that to tell them.
True.
Yeah, that's so true.
It's when he said, I travelled a lot with my dad when he was on tour. And I was like, that could mean anything to these people.
Oh, God, yeah.
Like, he could be like a travelling salesman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Travelled a lot. We went to Burnley, Leeds.
Also, do we know whether Boyzone cracked America? I don't think they did.
It's quite a British thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had like NSYNC and stuff, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, fine.
They didn't need us. One thing that really got me was during beer pong, Kieran had to snog someone and he chose Cher. And they had quite like a passionate snog.
Yep.
And when he walked away, Belle was like, Kieran, not again. he was like, it's just a game. It's just a game. And then the next person up was Belle, who is in obviously like quite a secure couple with Sean. She said she really likes him. Like they've got each other's back. Like, they've been snogging all the time and stuff. And then she went and gave Carrington the same really passionate snog. And I was waiting for Kieran to be like, all right, Belle.
I feel like Belle just has, she has a lot to dish out. She has a lot of opinion. She likes to speak on other people's situationships when, she's in a situation herself. I think obviously her and Sean are still getting to know each other, but do we think Belle's head might be turned as well?
It's giving head turn.
It's giving head turn.
It's giving head
turn.
Like
how serious is she with Sean? I mean, she did rate Carrington's kiss a 9, and that is a high rating.
That's very high.
It is
a high rating.
But also I feel like you're not going to be like 6.7 like Whitney and Konnor were.
Yeah, to be honest. I mean, you could though.
Yeah, you could.
You could.
Yeah.
You could. I mean,
for the banter.
In some seasons when people are like really closed off, they'll go to Casa Amor and they'll literally be like, no, I'm not kissing, or I don't want to do it, or give a peck out of respect. There was no respectful kissing. It was all snogs, it was all tongues, it was all like, let's give it 100.
I even saw some goo.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's where we're going. Fine. Oh my God, girls, please can we talk about that conversation between Tommy and Kira? What the hell was that conversation?
It was very much just saying how you love your earrings, love your dress, I love your hair.
Teeth.
It wasn't even really like...
Nose.
I love it. It was just like reading them out. It was like audio description.
Saying what you see.
Yeah. Like a catchphrase.
And then it was all about like his mum telling him that he shouldn't change his nose. And then she's like complimenting him saying your nose is nice. And it's like, what is this conversation? Bless Tommy.
Yeah, I would say Tommy's not the most like flirtatious. He's not, I think he just tries, and he's always just trying to be nice and funny, but he doesn't quite have like the right things to say sometimes. I think he just wants to speak. I mean, we didn't see Kira speak to anyone else really other than Tommy.
True.
So obviously, Jess has left now. Do we think this might be a little thing?
Maybe if she didn't talk to anyone else.
Yeah.
Like we don't know how long they're going to be in
Still
there.
early days.
Casa Amor is like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
The sleepover was 2. Like I just can't wait to find out how this pans out. It's going to kill me to not know.
Yes. Can't wait to see what happens.
Jess has left now, so that's like one romantic connection gone with Tommy. But we know he's kind of got vibes for Lucinda. We saw Lucinda.
Vibes. They had one snog.
And after that one snog, we see Lucinda like at the edge of the villa. Tommy, wait for me, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I just think it's a little bit funny because I think if the shoe was on the other foot, Lucinda would be out of here and she would not even be double checking for Tommy.
She said best behaviour to him as he left. But, girls got to do what a girl's got to do.
She's marking her territory.
She's marking her territory. And also, that I think is like one big regret people have in Love Island is when Casa Amor happens. Say that the boys have gone off for like a boys' day and then the girls get to go to Casa Amor. If like, you think they're going to come back in like 2 hours, you're just like, see you later, bye. And you don't actually tell them how you feel. And then you're like, I'm not going to see them for all these days. So maybe Lucinda was just trying to alleviate that.
Maybe.
Yeah. We're hoping that maybe like Tommy doesn't forget her last words.
Yeah.
But he may
be
have.
on your best behaviour.
Yeah.
That usually sends people the other way.
Yeah, well,
He's
exactly.
like, but he'd come back and be like, I was on my best behaviour. I said, please and thank you all the time. And I like pulled the chairs out for the girls at dinner. I was on my best behaviour.
Also, he's 22.
Yeah. And I always ask before I snogged someone. Meanwhile, back at Casa No More. Sad times. I feel like we noticed that back at the main villa, it's the favourite boy, favourite girl, and the survivors from the bottom 3 that have been left behind. And it's not even like Casa Amor where you get new people in both villas. They're like literally just sitting, listening to them all playing beer pong from down the road, trying to zoom in on the camera.
Yeah. I mean, I hope there's a twist, otherwise it's a bit of a waste of time for them. Like, they're just sitting there talking about their feelings, which aren't really great at the moment.
Yeah.
And still getting fully dressed up.
Oh, they're in full glam.
No.
I would have been in my pyjamas.
Yeah, me too.
What are we getting dressed for?
Exactly. They could have had a pyjama party all together.
Skincare, have a day off from all the makeup.
Yeah,
they should have had a movie night.
A movie night.
Well, we don't know what's going to happen at the end of this, but for now, we are loving it.
Yeah. Oh my
And it's going to be big, whatever it is, because they can't all go back to that main villa, surely.
No. This is so juicy. I can't wait to see what happens next.
Such a good episode, but alas, that is all we have time for. Jackie, you going to come back tomorrow?
Obviously.
And it's not just Jackie. Tomorrow we are joined by Jess and Shaq too.
And don't forget to leave us a comment and let us know how you feel about our new Islanders. See you tomorrow.